All right, let's try this again. Been a long weekend, a good weekend, but a long weekend. Hey, Linda. Hopefully, my phone died, and I'm charging now. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. I'm hoping somebody let me know if we've got volume. What's going on, Wirehead? How are you, my friend? Nothing. I felt bad. I didn't realize we were going without volume. I was muted for so long. I don't know why. Felt really bad because those were really cool stores. I ended up buying the Merlin. They're really hard to find, working order. And this one's brand new in the box. And I figured, you know what, I can make content with it. So I thought it was pretty cool. What's going on, Rick? Is it Rick Winters? 267, maybe seven. I don't have my reading glasses. That's me, 55 years old. Yeah, so I found a Merlin. It was a buck 25. Um, I looked it up. It looked like a good price. A lot of the Merlins that sell like on eBay won't guarantee that they work. So yes, I'm going to play with it 100%. Toys are meant to be played with. So, if you guys look behind me in my videos back home, I've got the Wallow toys. And so I've added to it a little bit today. I've got a new video out if you haven't seen it. About I bought a set of jarts and we put them to use already. Already cracked that baby open. I bought a 70s era $6 million man lunchbox. Dude, it has the thermos inside. It's my lunchbox from when I was 7 years old, 6 years old. Totally happy about it. Hey, Chad, what's going on, bud? And then I bought the Merlin and a few Star Wars characters. So for my Millennium Falcon, I wanted to get some Star Wars characters. Yeah, the original thermos. But I didn't want to pay like 60 bucks a character. So I don't care that they're not in the box. They look played, they look old, and they're 5 bucks a piece. So I bought some vintage. I got Luke, I got Han, I got R2. I don't have a C3PO, so that I still got to pick up. But I got Luke, I got Han, I got Chewie, and I got R2. So I mean that's enough to at least stock up the Millennium Falcon. What's going on, Kristen? Yeah, the Merlin looked like a good deal. Would I be interested in doing a joint live to discuss depression and anxiety? Dude, I'm open to anything, especially if it helps people. Go ahead and email me at johnxjohno80 at gmail.com. And if it fits within the brand and all things look good, I'd be happy to. I think a lot of us Gen Xers don't do and then a lot of us do. Personally, my therapy has always just been don't think about it, shove it down a little bit, and move on. Yeah, but I don't remember Obi-Wan really being on the Millennium Falcon. And Leia, yes, she was there, but as long as I've got Han flying and Chewie next to him, Luke can go back and run the guns. That's enough. Linda says, I'm glad you have the funds for that. Well, Linda, the benefit for me based on what I do for a living now, it doesn't make it free, but if I purchase something, then it's a write-off because it's a prop, right? So at least it's a write-off for my income. So that drops the price by whatever income tax level bracket I'm in. So let's say 30% or 35%. So a third of that money I get back, and I don't have to give to the government. And then on top of it, if I make a video, maybe I'll make a couple bucks that way. But it makes me happy and it's part of the job now. Yeah, bottle those feelings. It works for me. And I think I'm not saying that therapy isn't valid for a lot of people. I'm sure it is. But for me, I found that if I dwelled on something too much, if I revisited it constantly, it wasn't healthy. So I just put it away and I worried about it later. Leia and Luke, the original West Virginia couple. Dude, I've said it a million times. They are the sci-fi version of Donnie and Marie. They have some serious chemistry they have no business having. Feelings are the body's way of saying you're pissed off in different ways. I mean, the feelings I have are the good ones. I love my kids an unbelievable amount. I love my wife an unbelievable amount. I care for my friends. I laugh like if you've ever heard me laugh, really laugh, dude. When I laugh, I clear a room. The good feelings. I don't have much of a temper. It takes a lot to piss me off. What makes you believe that many Gen Xers won't be able to retire? Statistics don't help us. Statistically speaking, we are the least ready generation for retirement. Thank you, Linda. Um, you clear a room like Pumbaa clears a savannah. We're just not. A lot of us aren't. We were the first generation that tackled 401ks, that went without a pension. Our retirement was our problem. Work definitely chipped in, but not to the levels they would have had to with a pension. So that's why. Oh, the tongue twisters. Yeah, that one I laughed hard. So yeah, statistically speaking, we're not really ready for retirement. A lot of us. Some of us are. I do live daily. If you can sort out a joint live, that would be great. Gen X in particular, renowned for bottling shit up. Happy to. Exactly right, Linda. Hey, VR 6 feet 4'10". How are you? I'm tired, but it was a good weekend. Got a little bit of time left tomorrow. If you guys get a chance, check out the Jarts video. I think is a good one. Um, one of my um, oh, you're welcome. One of my purchases here. Any other cool stuff to see? I went live because I had my Meta glasses with me, so it was real easy to go live on Facebook today versus YouTube. YouTube doesn't support the Meta glasses, and I didn't want my phone in people's faces, so that's why I went that way. Just watched Better Off Dead video. Um, yeah, I remember the Heavenly Kid. I can definitely do that. Was that don't tell me. Heavenly Kid was Matt Dillon, right? Forgotten about that one. Thank you, Gerald. I appreciate that. Your videos are spectacular. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that so much. Hey, Logan. No worries. Me, I am from Western New York. Grew up outside of Rochester, New York, in a small town called Wolcott. Went to school at Buffalo, lived in Buffalo for about 15 years, and now we live in the Charlotte area. I just bought the Constantine movie for $8 on Prime Video. Nice. Dude, I'm buying more and more actual DVDs now. I just don't trust that things that I'll buy to stream, rent, buy, whatever, that the platform will always be there. I want to hold it in my hand. Hi, Linda Lane. And if I get names wrong, my font is like I punish myself with the font on my phone. I purposely make it as small as possible to kind of like pretend I'm not getting old. So, a ton of DVDs, I'd rather watch that than something on streaming. I just don't like that they changed the stuff on streaming. Sierra says I'm failing math. Well, here's the good news. And I'm not saying you should fail math. I don't, how old are you, Sierra? I'm not saying you should fail math. You should try hard. School math teaches you how to think. School math teaches you how to do something you see no purpose in, no reason for, don't want to be doing, think it's hard and think it's purposeless. And that trains you for a job because you're 16. Your whole life, some manager is going to make you do something hard and stupid and meaningless that you won't see any purpose in. And algebra and trigonometry and that kind of stuff teaches that. The good news is half the stuff you're failing in math you'll never use again once you graduate high school. It's just kind of the truth. If you can learn how to count back change so that if you happen to buy something with cash, you'll know you weren't scammed, that's a good thing. If you can do math well enough to read a clock so that if your phone dies and you're stuck looking at a wall clock, you can do it, that's a good thing. Heavenly Kid with Jason Gedrick. Okay, I do remember that. I don't know why I thought it was Matt Dillon. Matt Dillon was the Flamingo Kid. That's why. I will tell you that, as much as Linda's a decent tutor, I have a 13, 14-year old, she'll be 14 in a month. We utilize ChatGPT not to write her papers for her, but to tutor her in math. It's really good. We'll tell it a math problem and we'll ask it to teach her. And it does a nice job. Now, I grew up, our generation, I love that you're watching this at 16, by the way, Sierra. Our generation was made to fear AI. We know it's going to end badly. It's not a good thing. Terminator told us that. Matrix told us that. It's gonna head to bad places. But for right now, it can help with homework a lot. Agreed, Magic Johnson. A movie that everyone loves that I don't. You're gonna. Oh, I see. Somebody just posted that somehow. That was weird. Let's go down, Big Boss. You're a boomer? Okay. As much as kids are likely to get AI to do their homework, a lot of kids are being accused of AI doing their homework, and it's not the case. The platforms that are used to check papers against AI are horrifically bad. Dude, a hat trick? That's awesome. Good for him. 40 years old showing how to get it done. Yeah, no, it's great to use your own brain, but like it's just a tool to help teach. No that different than speak and spell or math, speak and math. We use tools too. We used, lyrics to learn things. Thank you, Schoolhouse Rock. So as long as it's used appropriately, I don't have a problem with it. I don't want it to do the work for you, but if it can show step by step how to do something, then it's a tool. God bless. Jesus is King. Our generation started a blackboard and had textbooks, and then we had to go to the blackboard. And did you guys ever have to go to the blackboard and do a math? Now this you just unlocked a memory for me. Did you ever have your teacher put a math problem on the board, and then you and a friend had to go up and simultaneously solve it as a competition? Oh, thank you so much, Linda. I don't know. That's not the equipment, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's just the connection at the hotel. God bless. Thank you so much, honey. I remember Mr. Young turning math into a competition, and I had completely suppressed or forgotten that memory. Now, I was one of the smart kids, so I was always the one that loved it because I sucked athletically. So shirts versus skins, I was the see-through skinny guy. So when it came time to flex my muscles, it was as a mathlete. So I liked that, but I can't imagine how tough it must have been for a kid that struggled in math to be in front of the entire class doing that. Sports grade 11 math winner got to go to the cafeteria for the rest of the period. So it wasn't just my teacher. That's crazy. Race around the classroom math quizzes. I teach it to AI. That works. Give me your lunch money. The other thing would be that we had math facts in third grade. So it's a sheet of paper 1 through 12. And we had to, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times, and we would go through and fill it all out. And when we were done, we'd raise our hands, and Mr. Young had a stopwatch. And he would click the stopwatch when he saw us raise our hand, and he would write the time on a piece of paper. And we earned stickers for like how fast we finished that we could use to buy things that Mr. Young then auctioned off later in that week. Crazy. I don't know if we ever went to 20s. I think 12 was as high as maybe. Yeah, touch grass, man. Appreciate you guys subbing. Thank you so much. Dude, thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate it. Thank you. I go Orioles will get, dude, my Bills are sign a top end pitcher. You're already thinking about baseball. Does that mean I got to start thinking about the Cubs now? Because my Bills are almost done. Fucking MVP quarterback. Everyone was talking Super Bowl again. We're heading closer and closer to 500 season. What's going on? Good to see you. It's been a minute. Appreciate you, Depressed. I'll take a look at it when I get home. I got a bunch to catch up on. I learned anything after 10 by breaking it apart. I didn't ever, well, 11's easy because there's that trick. But like 12, I would do 10 and 2 and add it together. E, thank you so much for the gift. Times three. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. No, dude, the KC's getting brutalized too. Sent a couple freaking out over the live stream issues. Sorry, no worries. Appreciate it. It's just my emails are really backed up right now. I'm vastly outnumbered when it comes to the follower count these days, and I'm really, really grateful for that. And I hope it only gets worse. Dude, the 80s were awesome, but I give a lot of respect to the 70s and the 90s too. They all had their thing, but the 80s, when it comes to pop culture specifically, you can't touch the 80s for pop culture. When it comes to movies and music and celebrities and even news events and toys, commercials and all of that stuff, you can't touch the 80s. Yeah, the Eagles are barely scraping by, and you've got teams like New England, not expected to do anything, crushing it. Denver, not expected to do anything, crushing it. Is what it is. Jono, let's see. Jets, you should have gotten Adventure People parachute. I didn't, not one of my things. Internet is teeming with fools and slackers. Probably. So is the rest of the world. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate you guys moderating for me. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to come on. I'm going to go take a walk around again. If I see anything cool, I'll jump on. Love your answer on your kid's phone video. I love that, and I've actually done it, but a lot of people who I think are way too young to have kids these days were saying that kids don't talk on the phone. My daughter, who's 13, almost 14, lives on her phone as a phone. She talks on her phone constantly. Yeah, a lot of the times they'll Jetsons it, they'll FaceTime because they like to see each other's expressions, but they're basically talking on the phone. And there'll be three or four of them talking on the phone, and I'll grab it when it rings, when her FaceTime, maybe that's what I should have said. We're not living in the 70s. So, yeah, sometimes when I say pick up the call, it's a FaceTime. But dude, if you think it would be anxiety to talk to these kids this way, having an adult in their face, that's even better. Maybe I'll do a follow-up that way and explain it. But kids today, especially younger kids, younger Gen Z, good night, guys, is back on the phone again. Some of them are even buying flip phones again. They like the simplicity. But yeah, I'm beat. I'm heading home tomorrow. I'll be at the con one more day. It's a 2.5 hour drive for me. If I leave here at 2, should be home by 4:30. Give me a plenty of time to make it back, not only for the three view mirror, but make it back for Wonderful World of Generation X. So I will be back for both. Um, and it'll be good. Yeah, sometimes simpler is better, without a doubt. And sometimes better is better. And sometimes it's all different. Do me a favor, check out the video on Jarts, please. I cannot tell you how often a video that I think will do well doesn't. And a video that I want to do well doesn't. It's just the nature of the beast. And this one I like. I think it's funny. I do need a haircut. I absolutely need a haircut. But I'm just happy to have hair. It's funny. The last time I adjusted my hat and took off my hat, somebody was surprised that I had hair. At any rate, I'll send one to the Possum Lodge for you. All right, guys. Lots of love going out, guys. Gen Xers assemble, all that good stuff. If I don't see you all before, I will see you tomorrow night for the Wonderful World of Generation X. Nothing but love for you guys. Be good. Peace. I will, Linda. I absolutely will.